Okay. Hi. Do we start again? It's like a live TV show. Okay, so today's symposium is about theosophy applied to daily life, challenges of youth, and theosophical solutions. Is it? Is it? How come my title like a bit longer? Oh yeah, correct. No, my font. I think my font different, so it seems shorter. How come yours is very long? Okay, yes. Okay, so each of us will have a little talk first. Then after that, we have some discussion. You can. It will start at. We will talk about 10-15 minutes each person. Then after that, we start to discuss. Okay, so anything you find funny, interesting, or whatever, or have questions you want to ask, you can bring it up. Okay, so let us first introduce our first speaker, Chaitra. So it's like your CV, like your CV. Okay, so Chaitra's profession is assistant professor and qualifications, bachelor's engineering, master's of technology in computer science and engineering, and is currently pursuing PhD in the same specialization. And her background is in the TS, goes like that. So her maternal grandfather was an ES member for more than 50 years. That's very impressive. A lot of discipline. She was interested in the TS from the ideas from her mother. And though following some disciplines of TS from childhood and has been officially a member for more than a decade, in Deval Pali. Every Sunday, attending the meetings, events in the Bangalore City Lodge. So let's start.
Okay. Thank you, Francis. Wait.
Yes. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, like this? Desk. Okay, can you hear me? Fine? Okay. Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Francis. Uh, First of all, when I prepared this presentation, it happened just before the meeting started. So most of the thing, not this meeting, the first day, all the contents already Shikarji have completed it. So here it will be a kind of revise and little extra points will be there. However, I'll be going through the slides and telling important things. So first I'll tell you the agenda of today's. Don't worry about 30 points. Okay, these are the overall contents. So you can think the first one is the challenges of youth presently. Next two will be about theosophy, a kind of talk, and all other things till 20, till 19 to 20 is some inputs for the youth. Youth we consider 18 to 40 age. So what are the roles they are going through? Like a student, parent, educator, professor, whatever, businessman, scientist, all these roles. So for them, this will be useful. Next, little more extra is like political level and all. Though Shikarji have told a few points, I'll just give points to remember, you can say. Fortunately, he covered all, so I won't take much time. It will be fast. The last 4 points are something from JK, which is useful for every youth, so they can keep that in mind and tell. And all the contents which I have taken is from Theosophical books, C. Jinraj Das Practical Theosophy. That helped me a lot when I prepared for this presentation. It was useful for me, so definitely it will be good for you. So what are the challenges of youth is first, everyone goes through depression. So depression, what is the reason for depression? They lose somebody or what they expect is not happening. Even sometimes outside things like political issues, someone else's life is also impacting on you. You are feeling sad for them. So there are different reasons for depression. So that is one of the challenge for youth. Why? Because if a divine plan is there, If you are depressed, we can't make them work. So you should not be depressed. So that is one. Next is peer pressure. So we see peer pressure is like you are not volunteered to do what you want, because somebody is saying, because somebody is doing, whether I like it or not, I'll do. That is peer pressure. Now, for this generation, maybe 10 years ago, if I had said social media wouldn't have been a challenge, but now it is a challenge. Why? Because I see the posters of others, I feel anxious, I feel little guilty, or different kind of reasons are there. So that is definitely a challenge for everyone. Next, politics. Politics will have branch in all the stakeholders, like including the citizens, kids, education, economy, family, everywhere it impacts is there. So political issues, how can a youth get it solved? How can he accept and how can he revolt or whatever he can do? We will not tell the solutions at the end. You can get the solution from the points. Okay, political issues are also challenging, whether to get a job or so on. The next is competition. So I have to win, so have to do something. Win-win situations are hard, but we have to get it. So that is also a challenge. Competitions among them. Economical issues. Economy. Do youth, everyone have a good economy? There is a crisis, still they have to go. Okay. Next we have time management. It's very important, time managing it. Even now for this presentation we have to manage time, well planned. So if we have to do our work done, then you have to follow the time, how to manage. Then there is a ego and self-respect between these two, because they are not able to discriminate on this. They get into giving up situation. So when is the right time to think that it is self-respect or ego? That is definitely a challenge. So addiction, next, drugs, and any social media can also be an addiction. Then body imaging. So looking at your own image, you feel I don't look good, I'm fat, thin, whatever, color, matter. All this is definitely a challenge, you need not worry. Next, the opportunities, jobs, unemployment. This is not only from politics, including the local areas. So if any job opportunities are there, who will get it based on some social reasons? Okay, maybe in other countries it's not that. In India, we do have the religion, jobs, caste, reservations, and so on. Next, the obesity. So this is without being mindful about what we are eating, that is one, and stress. So stress both matters and results in obesity, which causes your health down, and because of which you are not able to do activities which you are supposed to do in this age. Next, single parenting. There are lots of single parents, and the next picture is a child marriage. Actually, underage sex is also a reason where they end up being single parent. So that is also a challenge why they go through. So you can, when I go through next slides, you will understand the solutions yourself. Then the education system is not bringing the person high. They are depressed with the way the education system is. So that is one challenge. Alcohol is a kind of addiction also. It's not, we have seen these classes how alcohol matters for spiritual growth. Then being greedy. I want more, never stopping, whether money or whatever, that is definitely a challenge. And bullying happens in cyberbullying also is there, school, colleges, even in the profession, the lower, higher, all this kind of bullying is also challenging, how to face it. Now, with theosophical perspective, what we say that practical theosophy has a kind of a book which I referred, in that they say whatever you do every day has a link to theosophy. When you include theosophy, it blends with the deep universal truths. Okay. Understanding, so if you understand the theosophical perspectives, it impacts the person. There is no separation between them, the practical life and theosophy. So that is one. So what are the things included in them? About happiness, about love, you have a question, about wisdom, about peace, about beauty, truth, and answers for your own questions. Everything is there. So now, before going through the further slides, 3 things you should keep in mind. One is the man, soul is immortal. It is growing towards perfection. Second, you have to cooperate with the divine plan. The third is you have to serve the other person, other man. That is how you will grow. These things, these three principles keep in mind, and we go to further how to solve, keeping these three things, how to solve three things this way. So in a family, when you say, it's a kind of not by chance that you meet all the family members. We have seen in karma dharma sessions. So they all come because of some reason. It just doesn't happen randomly. So there is some kind of giving from one person to other. Giving and taking happens with some kind of wisdom or whatever. So they go together, grow mutually. Now, home, we call it as a hub where it creates an environment for the person to grow. That is a kind of an advantage. If you have home, all kind of people, it's a fostering environment it should be, whether happy or sad. Now here, the child, we'll start from the child because youth also interact with the child and they grow up to be a youth. So from there it starts. The child, when it is born, it doesn't come without any idea. Okay, past life things will be there. So we have to create some environment where the positive things get highlighted. So that is also the role of the parent. If you show them anger and they grow with the anger qualities, if you show them affection, they will suppress the wild or the animal kind of characters will be stopped. And it doesn't mean if the child does a mistake, it's a parent's mistake too. The parent's role is give them advice once or twice. If they don't listen, they will fall and learn themselves. It's part of their destiny. They have to learn themselves. So others in the history, they said that have to beat the child, scold them, then only they'll be disciplined. That is completely wrong. Theosophy doesn't say that you should punish them. Actually, when you punish them, their sensitivity will be lost. They will start losing the acquired sensitivity from the previous like past life. They have made validated some things, and that we have to just make them remember, not to enforce your own ideas or things. If you want to tell them what to do, tell them rationally, logically. See, if you do this is a problem, and be compassionate. Show them in a lovable way. Now, when we take educators, parents and educators are involved in this. They have to create a methods where the child's positive things are visible. It gets an opportunity to see, expose its talents. That is nothing but giving the positive things. However, all whatever good or bad the child does, it is its own individual effort. Next, we come to the next part of the family's husband and wife. They all come due to karmic things. So they don't come by chance. They both share a particular situation in the past life. So their affection, hatred, whatever. When they are in love, if they don't grow to be spiritual, then they will be made to hate. They get pain, so they will be spiritually grown. This is what the strategy happens. So whether happy or sad, it should grow in a positive way for spiritual growth. Now, the family wise, everyone keep in a condition that whether the child or even the younger, older parents, whoever are there, they all contribute in the spiritual growth. So whatever you see in a family, it should be in the lens of the spiritual growth. So that is one. And there is higher soul and lower soul even in the family. So the higher person will guide the lower. So maybe you are getting pain, doesn't mean they're doing something wrong. So both ways there is a mutual growth. Even the maids or servants, whoever there, they learn from you. They observe and learn. Not only the people, including the animals, we show them love, affection, the way to be humans that will be used for their next growth. So this we have seen the examples in the previous sections. Now, traditionally and theosophically, education system wise, what is the difference is like traditional educational system thinks that every child comes with no knowledge. They come with an empty slate. No, but they come with the past, some things in their mind. That is what theosophy considers. The child is not coming as a blank slate. So it has to interact with the nature, increase its past life features and learn from the environment. What is right, what is wrong, those things, this is the actual education. Now, when they go to kindergarten, they make sure that whatever activities are happening, their physical, emotional, and mental stability and harmony should be there. That is the main goal of whatever they teach. That should be the considered ideal situation. So that is why they go through holistic education. What is holistic is like every part we have seen, like being lovable, you have to help others, and you also should be analytical. Now those games or orders or the rhymes, music, anything they learn, it is going to create an emotional kind of activity positively. So even the environment in the school or in the at home, anywhere, it should be something which will impact positively. Even the elders, wherever they go, there should be environment which is positive. Now, when from kindergarten to school they go, they got this kind of learning, like this is numbers, all these basic things they have got. They start building character. Now, connection with the teacher also matters. The teacher who is very affectionate, connected to the student, they can contribute more, better to the child. And looking at the family, parents, and all, they start building their characters, learning the physics, the nature laws, and culture differences. They have to understand there are different cultures. There is no, you have, they should learn to accept things how they are, not in a one well without knowledge of outside. So mental training is also necessary here. That why we need mental training is like, if a next future situation comes, how are they taking decisions? How to criticize, not criticize, to analyze the situation. This is not right, this is thing, that kind of, so puzzles or kind of stress, sometimes we don't buy them things, learn to get disappointed. Those things are trainings too. Next, storytelling. It will create an imagination and also moral values, mythologies or whatever, that is one. In one of the presentations, Shikharji showed the golden chain prayer. So that is also a very good thing, that they will understand there are some people above and low, we have to accept them and grow with them. And nature, practically nature will teach lots of things when they stand in the nature and learn, including some different types of creatures. Now, once they finish the school, they should be disciplined with physical and mental emotions. They are ready. After that, they know what is right and wrong. If they see the system around, they should be able to tell, no, this is wrong, this is right. That is the situation when they are in college. According to Theosophy, there is a vision for university. So, university should help students discover their life work and enthusiasm, reflecting deeper purpose. It should transform students into immortal and servers to dedicate to the welfare of humanity. That is the vision of what Theosophical vision for university is. Now, when they have done their job, the college, university, graduated, next they go, let's say, a job or a business. There are different religions, like they say, a job is a job, religion is religion. I am going to pray for God, do things, but my business is business. I want to get profit, I want to win. No. Both should be spiritually and business wise. Theosophy says it should go together. You can't separate both of them. But there is one interesting thing, like when business is happening, the person who is a businessman is very firm in decisions, yeah, greedy too sometimes, and this will be used an advantage. Even if you see a kind of a quality in a person which is very strong, whether they're good or bad, that will be used in future for the divine plan. We don't say them it's wrong. Now in business growth, one example is the businessman is very greedy. He is looking for money with all his qualities. We keep it. Next, little extension to tax decrease or something. He goes for social responsibility. There comes a little deviation towards helping to the humanity. And these people will be used for the divine plan. So that is why higher level people are not simply for namesake. They are planned with divine intentions. These are the people who will also be used to overcome the poverty or situations. Whatever social problems are there, So with business plans, this will be used. Now, next we come to little more Theosophy and modern science. So we have already seen science, how much it can explain, how much theosophy can explain in a small line, like nowadays whatever science is discovering new, it says, oh, new thing have come, this is what we are going to change the facts. Now this is the phenomena. They are telling one by one based on the proof. But in the theosophy or in the old ancient wisdom, it's already there. The laws are never going to be new. It just it doesn't give you, okay, now we got something new. It is already fixed, planned. Like for example, gravity, it doesn't go always opposite, right? So it is all there. So modern science cannot give reasons for the future also, why something new comes. They will just say based on what they got it. So getting proofs and all are the limitations of it. So modern science is little premature to decide what is happening in the future, and they look at spirituality in upper view, not so deeper, and they lack some understanding about the life. Now theosophy as science, they combine with the ancient wisdoms, and they grow again and again, from minerals to humans to the divine out of human experiences. Now, this is a kind of points to remember from Shikharji's presentations, that how intuitions are there and how soul is immortal, birth, rebirth, all these things. So I will not cover these things, you are already aware of it. Now, education, how it should be is like, you should understand the difference between the science and ethical implications, what will happen, what way, that also we have seen. So next we'll go something new, that is theosophy in art. The person who is artistic is already having a kind of evolution. So they say that higher the evolution, the person evolved in the soul, his artistic views are there, more high artistic view. So that is related with theosophy and art. So when they are dancing or music or some coloring or some painting or something, means they are little evolved souls we can consider. So when you change their activities with art, also will help them to grow. That is the point. Now, theosophy in state. State includes the country, whatever, country, city, local, socially. So what they do is each individual should be made to grow and help the society. If any person is doing wrong, society is also responsible for that. So that is it, whether it's a crime or anything. So divine plan is there with the state. So the divine plan considers that. One more minute is left. So for that, the last four are there. That is the youth, which is no fear. When you have to do something, you should first and foremost leave the fear. Now if I leave the fear, should I go back and revolt? No. So JK says that presently the world is in chaos already, though you are not revolting. So just take charge and correct it. Now you have to think whether how to revolt or what. Obviously it's non-violence. Next, you should have freedom. When I'm trying to do something, what is stopping my mind? That you have to think. Ego, money, whatever. Mentally, you should be free, and it shouldn't be a kind of business. You should be unconditionally freedom and give to the society. And last but not the least is that the science or whatever present philosophies, they teach you what to do but not how to think. So next, that is the part of it. Everyone should start reading books like the way you enjoy eating, playing, and so on, and follow the 5 precepts of Buddha, that is, harm nobody, don't take things of others, avoid harmful sexual behavior, do not lie, promise not to use alcohol. This will definitely help you all. And that's all. Thank you. And these are the references. If you wish, you can read more. Thank you. Okay. And I would like to give the next stage to Smita. And before that, I would like to introduce Smita. She is Smitapragyan, member of Pythagoras Youth Lodge. Uh, she came to Theosophy in the age of 17 and joined in 2006. She has completed her BTech in biomedical engineering and she is working now as a senior product specialist with BPL Medical Technologies Private Limited in Hyderabad. She is also a core team member of Youth Indian Theosophical Society. Thank you.
A very good afternoon to all of you. So, as we listen to Chaitra, so I'm continuing that thing. So, I'll start with a quote. Thy soul has to become as the ripe mango fruit, as soft and sweet as its bright golden pulp for others' owes, as hard as that fruit's stone for thine own throes and sorrows. Until a human becomes mature, he or she is in delusion. From the worldly point of view, an immature mind is in the process of grabbing everything for him. He is selfish. He wants everything for him and for his family, his loved ones. The mature mind, from the spiritual point of view, is a religious mind and is always ready to help and serve others. You can say it's an altruistic mind, or you can say the altruistic heart. The mature minded person who are not too quick to offer opinions and come to the conclusions are aware of the difference between their own limited wisdom and unlimited ignorance. So, there is a fundamental concept in Buddhism, Sakayadit, a Pali term meaning the illusion that a person is a separate personal identity. According to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, ignorance, I-ness, liking and disliking, these are all causes of suffering. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, avinivesha. So avidya is ignorance, is the first thing out of which I-ness develops. And also all our liking and disliking. Due to this liking and disliking, we form tendencies of separation. Avidya has nothing to do with the knowledge which we acquire through the intellect. Divisions and hatreds grow out of ignorance, as we say that we separate ourselves. Like we see separate religions, we see separate caste, we see separate nation. So we see people separate them us. We don't feel the unity. So we don't know what is unity. We don't know what is universal brotherhood, what Theosophy says. This feeling of separation has divided mankind into a large number of groups: religious groups, national groups, ethnic groups, linguistic groups, caste groups, professional groups, political groups, family groups, all of which from time to time become antagonistic. This very division into groups has created the greatest insecurity for all human beings on earth, through which wars, riots, and competition comes. Let us look at the kind of individual that we are creating. As we see nowadays, the social media and the news channels, how they portray things in front of people, the society, the nation. So, what impact it puts on the mind and heart of the people? Because we can do what we like, all of which has a tremendous effect on future generations. We don't realize that what we do, that has a big impact on the future generations, the youths. We are creating our youths in our own image. So, suppose I'm giving you an example. When kids are going to school, we teach them to be ambitious. The child who is bright, he or she gets more appreciation, and a child who has a little less IQ, or he is, you can say, a little different from the the child who is dull, or we can say he or she is dull, or he is little different from other children. So he or she is treated differently. So instead of teaching the child to do that which he loves to do, we are teaching him to do that which will get him the best paid job, the highest reward, better financial stability, better name and fame in the society. So we don't encourage a child to explore or excel in his or her talent. Maybe it may be painting, or dancing, or poetry, writing, or singing. We put pressure on him to become a money machine or factory. So he learns to pursue not what is his own natural urge or talent, but that which the world demands of him. Look what we have created. When because of this thing, when a child out of 100, if a child scores 99 even, what parents say, from where the 1% mark has gone. They have not praised the child. Oh, you have done a great job. No. They don't see the 99%, they see the 1% which is missing. And that puts pressure on the child. And we say that so many suicides are there nowadays for youths. We blame the kid for that, for the youth for that. But do we ever thought who is behind that act? And we blame for the harsh decision he or she has taken, but we have not gone to the root cause of that is we, the teachers, the parents. And we say that youths are careless. No, I would say youths are not careless, they are caredless. So let's say there are 30 students in a class. They also have a group, because they have seen from the childhood that we have created groups, religious groups and political groups. So they also have groups in the school. Rich kids have one group, toppers have one group, religious groups. What they are learning from us, from their elders, from the older generation, and we blame them. And we are complaining that the new generation youths or new generation children are intolerant. They can't tolerate even smallest things. I'll narrate you a story. Once there was a teacher. People from nearby villages visited the teacher to seek advice for their problems. The teacher and his students used to listen, ponder, and offer solutions. the best they could. One of the students who participated in many of these discussions became impatient. These people are so ignorant. He used to shake his head, then cry out with frustration. There is so much ignorance in the world. Sorry. His teacher noticed this. He advised his student against his behavior of looking down on other people, but in vain. One day, the student and the teacher were on their daily stroll. They came across a large hall and went in. It was evening, and the hall was dark inside. There is so much darkness in here, said the teacher. Yes, there is, the student agreed. Oh, there is so much darkness in here, the teacher repeated, frustration in his voice. The student was confused. He looked at his teacher and repeated, Yes, teacher, indeed, there is much darkness. His teacher didn't seem to hear and repeated, So much darkness. Oh, so much darkness in here. The teacher kept on complaining, louder and louder. He sounded very frustrated. This went on for quite a while. Finally, the student was out of his wits. Irritated, he asked, Yes, there is darkness. But why are you complaining about it again and again? Because I want this darkness to go away, the teacher told him. The student laughed. We need lamps to brighten this place. Standing here shouting and complaining will not make the darkness go away. The teacher smiled. The same is with the ignorance. We complain, but we can't eradicate that. We have to do something. We have to go to the root cause. We have to understand that what mistake as parents, as teachers we are doing. So, see, nowadays, what social medias are doing. We know that the children, they follow whom they admire. Suppose you see some celebrity or somebody, when they see them chewing tobacco or smoking or drinking, what effect do they have on their minds? They feel that if my ideal can do that, if there is nothing wrong in that, then what is wrong me doing that? And just imagine what kind of teachings and moral values we are giving to our children. So, for this, I'll tell you how Theosophy gives us solution for that. First of all, for the sense of separateness, Theosophy teaches us universal brotherhood, sense of unity. So, first thing we learn in Theosophy is universal brotherhood, and it's a cornerstone of our Theosophy. So, and most importantly, three things we every day in our TS meetings or anything, we hear that study, meditation, and selfless service. So study means we can't catch any kid or any youth who is materialistic, who is involved in materialistic things, study and do meditation and do selfless service. No, this thing should be implemented or put the seed inside the kid inside the youth when he was a kid. If you will put the seed of previously when we were kids, there were some bedtime stories where our moms were telling us. If the habit we would continue, then the habit will be there with the child that I have to read something. Then he will be interested to read and then to concentrate or contemplate on that. And then if you will say that, then he will, if you will teach them whenever they will, when a kid is asking for, in the birthday, they will ask for a gift. You can take them to any orphanage and you can tell them to, you have to make them meet with the orphanage kids, and with their hands you can give them gifts, the orphanage or the orphans. So these things we can put into the child's mind, in the heart, so that it will continue. So I think I'm out of time. So thank you so much for listening to me. Okay, so our next speaker is Francis. Francis Lim works as a marketing wizard and is an executive committee member of Singapore Lodge. His main interest is in understanding and seeing the intricacies of the mind, miracles of the heart, and beauty of the truth. Over to you.
Thank you. Okay. I wasn't supposed to be speaking today. Supposed to be coaching. I was supposed to be only moderating, but okay. I only prepared this for I think 30 minutes, and the slides 5 minutes, thereabouts. My slides only 7 slides, and I think a lot of points, good points, have been made from the previous, like Smita and Chaitra, right? And super comprehensive. And mine, I always try and put it from a point of view by experience, right? You know, most of us, when we are here, or at least when we join the TS, it's not so much because you think life is full of rainbows and then maybe I want something more. I think some part of us are looking for answers. Some part of us are searching for purpose, meaning, and stuff like that. But don't worry, you can join. No worries. And I think one of the biggest teaching, not specific, like understanding the rounds of the planets, the chains, the huge stuff, not talking about learning the principles of healing with crystals or mantras, and apart from learning about rituals, even divination like card reading, all these things, they're happening everywhere. I think most of us have been in touch with all these interests. But the biggest law or principle I get intrigued or curious the most is the law of karma, which was also covered today. Yes, I didn't time travel, yes, it's today. And I think what Smita was talking about, or even Chaitra was talking about, all the different possible classifications of problems the youth can face. And Smita was talking about specifically the internal struggles, right, of each of the youths, and how we should not be part of a problem, at least. Instead of only, at least not be a part of a problem. And what I can come up with right now is the understanding of conditioning and karma. Right? All of us seemingly different. We are all brought up in different families, different countries. We have different behaviors, habits. The way we think is different. But why is it like that? I think Smita briefly covered that, but I would like to add on that. You know, when we all grow up, when we are young, we don't really learn from what our parents or the people around us tell us. We just copy who they are. Right? And, you know, apart from inculcating values, virtues, we ourselves really have to be that we teach or we preach. And of course, it's not a simple thing. Apart from searching the true meaning or realizing the true purpose of life, we can know it intellectually. It's to return to the source, it's to be enlightened, it's to be perfected. But apart from trying to actually realize that, there's also parts we have to do to be functional in life. Right? It's not so much about, every day I think about the God, I think about God, I think about the ideal, and I don't need to eat for another 50 years and I get enlightened. No such things. You have people you have to interact with, you have kids to interact with, you have work you have to do, like what Shika actually talked about today. Your thoughts, not even actions, thoughts, desires, it all creates karma. And even more so, your actions are not done, but the magnitude of karma incurred on the higher planes are way more than the physical actions, just by the intent itself. The difference in intent is a world of a difference. I talk a lot of nonsense. Okay, let's start. What relates to me the most, apart from understanding from the principle of karma, is also how I search for my own purpose, why I am the way I am. I haven't clicked yet. Because I'm short of slides that I have to bring into the next slide. Okay. Any one of you have not heard about the Maslow's hierarchy of needs? No one here about it. Oh, everyone here about it. Bravo. Much easier now. Okay, when before I work in marketing and business or sales, there is a lot of things I studied by myself to understand myself, to understand my desires, my motivations, and seemingly needs. And then I started to realize it's just wants. Okay, it's not needs. No such thing as needs. And this framework helped me to understand a lot about human desires. Why we do what we do, why and what kind of motivations gives rise to a certain action, sometimes even doing actions, taking actions more than, that gives consequences more than we can bear. Sometimes, the people, consumerism, I think is one of them, right? I buy more and more, I take loans, I buy more, and then I can't repay, and I eat shit. And of course, my journey in India is not the first time. Every single time I come here, it always reminds me that there's always physiological needs, which is the most fundamental needs of, can I see the mouse? Okay, of human beings, right? We're talking about breathing, food, water, shelter, clothing, and sleep. And we're not only just talking about quality of sleep. We're not talking about quality of clothing. It's just like something to wear. Right? When we were in the occult memorial school, the kids not even wearing shoes. I got shocked. I mean, I can see on TV, but when I see it in my own eyes, it is actually something else. It feels very different. And of course, when all the basic needs, like actual basic needs are met, comes the safety and security, right? I want better health. I need employment, property, assets, maybe family and social abilities, having more friends, close-knit community, stuff like this. But it can't happen if we are on empty stomach. If we are thinking about, I have no place to go after school, nothing to eat. And the next one, love and belonging. It's all about friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. I just realized I have notes, but I didn't use. Just 1 second. Yep. Before going into love and belonging, we want to touch a little bit on self-esteem. I think these things are no stranger. It's no stranger to us. Sometimes people speak to us, we feel insecure, we feel annoyed, we feel frustrated, we feel sad. Is the person judging me? Am I being not who I think I am? Or am I being seen as someone that I don't think I am? I think this is like the longest movie of my life, the drama. Someone say this to me, or someone behave around me in some way. I was like, you don't like me? Or what? Or what have I said that makes you feel uneasy? Things like that. Self-esteem is really a lot about confidence, achievement. I think most of us, we do have someone that we know that has this, that's struggling with this. And of course, the next level is actually self-actualization. You know, when you have all the things, met in a basic sense. You have some people that you love, you have some level of self-esteem, and then you have the safety and security, the last two ones. You could actually find or try and achieve your highest personal potential. And that's when I realized, hey, something wrong. This one has no spirituality. Then I know I'm lucky this diagram has more space at the top. I put this. Spirituality. You know, sometimes when we have so much more, we have almost everything that we have. And there's this quote, I think it's like Jim Carrey or who. He says, if there's one wish that I can have for the world, is that I wish that everyone, all of a sudden, get whatever they have wished for, so that they can realize those are not the things that they want. They actually want. And we actually, after we get into relationships, the way we think relationships are, we get career progression and stuff like that. We achieve it, and then 1 hour later, you go for celebration. Oh, promotion! I got this, I got that, and then after that, you go sleep and you wake up, same old shit again. What next? So I have 5 minutes left, so I have to show you this video. Dalai Lama, and it's actually a video by Yes Theory on YouTube, one of the YouTube guys. Let's start watching.
Hi, thank you so much for having us. There's a lot of people my age that struggle with anxiety and depression. And so my question to you is, if you had the ability to whisper in the ear an advice or a piece or a lesson to every single young person in the world, what would it be and why?
Because anxiety or depression, too much self-centered attitude, then anxiety, suspicion,
So, have anyone caught what he said? Altruism. So what has this got to do with youth? I think all of us, if we are actually born, we have to go through whatever we can't have here. It's not a youth problem. I think it's a problem of karma that we have incurred for many lives before. Altruism. Hey, haven't finished yet. So, just 3 minutes, okay? You know, other than we talk about meditation, we talk about self-inquiry and all these things. Somehow, sometimes I hit the wall, but I can't go any further. That is some years back, before I realized that actually we have to pair our own personal development or spiritual development with service. Why? It is because when we actually get into service, we get more opportunities to work with karmas that may not have been possible to surface. And the more we actually give, it's just like what Shika said this morning, really good. What did he say? Oh shit, I forgot. But okay, the point is, yeah. The more good you do, the more karma, you give karma more opportunities to manifest itself in your life. And the thing is, the more karma you work out, the more capacity you have to serve. Because the more, or rather the less burden or suffering you have, the more mind space you can give for service. So, altruism. Very good. Thank you. 3 minutes. Thank you. Okay. So, I'm still the moderator. So, what's the program now? Okay. Then, the mic is yours.